10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Karl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Karl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Karl way.
On the court, I know a good pick when I see one. And at Fairway, every pick is fresh. Straight from the cart to your kitchen. Fairway, your home court advantage.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic Postgame Show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson. Joining me, as always, is Chelsea Poppens. Thanks for joining us in the Northwest Bank Studios. Iowa State falls to Oklahoma State 88-77. It was a little bit better than their last game against Oklahoma State, but obviously they didn't come out on top, and we'll get into it. But before we do, let's thank our sponsors as always. Shout out to Karl Auto Group, our presenting sponsor. They're amazing people over at Karl Auto Group. They're huge fans of Cyclone Fanatic, huge fans of the Iowa State Cyclones, whether they win or lose. So shout out to Karl Auto Group, and then our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery. Make sure you check them out for all your grocery needs. We know you got to get shopping, so make sure you check out Fairway. All right, Chelsea. Woohoo. Not woohoo. I think it's tough because going into this game, I had full confidence in Iowa State because, you know, looking back to the last time they played Oklahoma State, the score was 86-58 in favor of OK State. We had Ariana Jackson out. Addie Brown was out. I found out tonight that Reese Beatty was throwing up at halftime during that first game. So this game, this revenge game, I thought was going to kind of be completely different. And I feel like at the start of the game, when it was 11-0 in favor of Iowa State, people were knocking down threes. We were going to see some, you know, great women's basketball tonight. And unfortunately, that's not what we, that's not how it was. But yeah, what did you think going into this game? Like, what were your thoughts, you know, way before Iowa State even took the court?
I was optimistic like you. I thought we were going to come in with a little we did have a well-rounded effort. I thought we were going to come in and play maybe all 4 quarters instead of just a couple quarters. That was my hopes. Yeah, I mean, we came in fiery. We came in energetic. With the right type of energy that we needed to. It's just we took the foot off the pedal. Put off the gas, and we can't be doing that at all, especially at the end of the season when we're nose to nose with where we're going to stand come Big 12 play or the NCAA tournament. Like, we need to get every win, and we need to play every quarter, not just 1 or 2 quarters, and pull it all together.
I think that's the frustrating thing too, is like after that lull in the season where Iowa State dropped 5 in a row, you kind of thought when they came back that it was going to be a totally different season. And we're seeing spurts of that, but it is tough. You made a good point. Regular season's almost done. There's one more game against Kansas State, and then, you know, the tournament, and then like the Big 12 tournament, NCAA tournament. Like, it's going by fast. And so Iowa State kind of needs to, you know, I'm trying to be positive here, but they kind of need to pick it up. It's just,
yeah. It's tough to say that too at the end of the season. Like, oh, they kind of need to figure it out. Like, it's like we should have figured it out a little bit already. And it's tough when you have players like Addie Brown out for 11 games, and then you have her come back and you're trying to like step back into the game that you once knew with players that have already changed and adapted their game. And you see that we see the well-rounded effort. More players are willing to step up and create some shots for themselves. I'm happy Sydney, as a senior, was able to get 12 points tonight and start and get a lot of minutes under for playing time. I love to see that, but there's still lapses in defense where players aren't sticking to like a guard driving down the lane and they leave and them open for a wide open reverse. Or there's a couple times like that I saw. And those are just like not like IQ plays. You're not supposed to leave a player wide open when they're 2 feet from the hoop.
Is it like are they just not communicating, or are they just, what do you think it is? Because it doesn't seem like this is, Iowa State basketball that we're used to watching.
I think it is like a big, heavy piece of the communication. Also leadership, people stepping into that leadership vocal role and kind of getting on their teammates and like telling them like, hey, we can't be doing that. There has to be like pressure applied to each other, by each other. Yeah, defense was a lapse. I mean, if you look at the stat sheet, there's a lot of lapses. Points in the paint.
Yeah.
There's 46-26. Like Oklahoma State did a great job of driving and like passing it off, dipping it off to a cold spot. Their movement was better. On the defensive end, like we did not guard that well. We did not stop where we were supposed to be shifting from was not happening. And so like Akola Cott and mostly her was getting that like dip off pass from like Hurd. Obviously Hurd and her just dominated us on offense and on the boards, which is for me, you guys all know me. I like it when we don't rebound, and we got absolutely dominated on the boards, 37-27. Akola Cott had 10, Hurd had 14. And like, that's huge when Hurd has 10 defensive rebounds and I think Akot had 7 and 3 offensive boards. Like, we need to be putting in an effort to box people out and go and want it more than them. It's just like, I don't know, on offensive, we need to be like getting our own boards, getting when 3-pointers aren't falling, that we're getting the rebound and getting that second chance to look at the hoop.
Yeah,
it's the key.
It seems like there's no one to stop the bleeding. Like when one thing goes wrong, I would love to see like one player, and we've talked about this. I'd love to see, a player just like take control, but it's tough when no one really wants to step up. But I want to give these women like a benefit of the doubt. Like, it is tough with how many injuries they've had this season and how many different lineups. Like, we could write on paper how many different starters and how many different people are out on the court at different times. But at the end of the day, like, they've got to make adjustments because, I mean, other teams are making adjustments.
It can't all fall on Jada Williams.
Right.
Like, she's doing a better job of not turning it over. I think that's compliments to Addie Brown also handling the ball a little bit more and taking the pressure off of her. But I mean, like at the end of the clock and she has the ball in her hands and she's shooting up shots and she's 6 for 15 because they're not all great shots. A lot of them are shots that nobody else wants to take, and she just has the ball in her hands because an offense wasn't created by anybody else. And so like things like that, I think would change our game dramatically if other players were able to step up with that confidence and create plays with confidence for themselves and for the team. And we've seen glimpses of that, of like us running a different style of offense, different motion, people moving a different way, one-on-one to the basket, a little bit of like Elisa Williams, when she's in there, you'll see a different type of like offensive structure. And like, we need more of that. And I think to an extent, like having Addie back is great. But at the same time, our team and our like dynamics were shifting so much in like a different direction, a different type of offense that we had to do because we couldn't force it down to Audie Crooks. And now that we have her back, we're kind of like just like backpedaling a little bit into the team that we once were, which I'm like, we can't do that because that wasn't the elevated team that we were gonna be at the end of this year. Like we need to be stepping into creating different offensive for ourselves because we can't keep forcing it to Crooks.
I want you to talk a little bit about what Iowa State can do in the fourth quarter, because it's been multiple games this season, but especially the last two games, it seems like, Iowa State is in it. They have a chance to maybe not completely shut the door, but like take a little bit of a lead or take control of the game. But now it's been two games where they're just letting teams back in. How does Iowa State just figure out to close out on a win?
It really starts with leadership at the end of the day. They know that they're capable of. They've proven it coming into the first quarter with that type of energy, and they know that they can keep doing that. It's just like there needs to be a leader on the court that's not just Jada Williams out there. It's hard to lead from the post. Other guards need to have the confidence in their ability and their veterans like style to be able to like, I don't know, pull it together and like tell everybody to like get it together and play better and stop having mental lapses on defense, because defense was a huge carry for us today.
Yeah. I want to talk about some positive things. I like being positive. It was senior night for Sydney Harris, which is huge. She's been so fun to watch, and I think she had a great night starting off. She got the start. She had 4 3-pointers. And so I don't know, what have you seen from Sydney these past few years, or like what have you really just enjoyed about her on the Iowa State team?
I mean, I think she brings a consistent presence out there when she is in the game. She had 12 points tonight, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, and the energy that she was able to create just right off the bat. I think she made that first 3, right? Which like led to kind of that momentum of everybody else making a 3. And I think she's just always been like consistent on defense, on offense. I think even like this season, she might not have been as present as or as visible offensively as she was last year, but like she's such a good person and athlete, and I'm just happy that she was able to get her minutes tonight and get the type of play that she did.
Yeah, Aiden, thanks for popping up this photo. They were all wearing shirts with Sydney Harris's number on it, and I believe it said something with the spark. Sid the Spark. Sid the Spark, yep. Which I think is so fun, and it just shows how close they are. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I believe Audie is now second on the all-time leading scoring list for Iowa State, passing Angie Welly. So shout out Audie. Chelsea, are you on that list?
I am somewhere on that list.
We might have to look it up.
No, I'm not like, I don't think I'm up there with Angie Welly, but I'm on there on the list.
Period. That's what I'm talking about.
But also, I feel like records are very different from what they were when we were.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. I feel like COVID year really
it's true.
Was 5th year of stacking stats. Don't get me down the rabbit hole of that.
Don't get her started. I remember last year we were on a show and it was like Emily Ryan beats Chelsea Poppens, and I forget which stat it was. I was like, oh, I know her and I know her. I know both of them. So I mean, it's cool to see.
They need to start, like, why didn't they measure like number of charges per game, like, or per season? I would have rocked that.
Would have you rocked that? How many charges did you have in a season, you think?
Oh, so many. I don't know. It should have been a stat for me.
That's what I'm talking about. We can make it a stat. Let's go look back at film. Let's go look
and play every game.
Someone get on. Aiden, get on that.
You got so much time, Aiden. You should totally do this for me.
Well, no, I agree. I'm excited for Iowa State again. Obviously, I'm always going to be excited for Iowa State, and I think they pick it up well in postseason. And again, they've got one last regular season game against Kansas State on Sunday, and they've got the Big 12 tournament, which I think they will compete just fine. And then obviously NCAA tournament. And we'll get into that more after next game, because then we can kind of see where Iowa State lands in all of the rankings and all the fun bracketology stuff. But yeah, I'm pumped for Iowa State. I'm still feeling really confident, and I don't think anyone needs to like freak out just yet. So
no, people don't need to poo-poo just yet.
Just yet. Well, thank you, Chelsea, for hopping on, and shout out Aiden for producing. And thank you to all of our sponsors, Karl Auto Group and Fairway. Make sure you tune back in on Sunday. We'll be here after the Kansas State game.